Hello, my name's Chrissy. Welcome to Life Tree Yoga. I have a recording for you of my Sunday morning Zoom class. This class is all about opening the hips, the hamstrings, and the heart, the chest. So it's quite a nice flowy class. You don't need any props. We have a go at some of the early stages of tortoise pose. I should warn you, we had some gremlins of the technical variety during this Zoom class. Doesn't happen very often, but sometimes the internet just doesn't work. So there are some cuts and edits in here that might seem a bit peculiar. Apologies in advance, just go with the flow. Start from a lying down position with the arms and the feet just hovering above the shoulder sockets and the hip sockets, beginning in dead bug pose with your eyes closed, and you should be fine from there. I hope you enjoy it. Namaste. Keep the eyes closed and the chin tucked. Float the feet and the hands up really softly. We're going to take a little dead bug here. So the elbows are bent, the knees are bent, and we're going to take some gentle movement. Just move the toes and the fingers, making circles with the hands and the feet, just to get some gentle movement into the ankles and wrists. And as you're making these gentle movements, you can gently blink the eyes open to come into our physical practice today. And then if you can, take a hold of the shins with the hands. Just draw the knees very gently in towards the chest. Just in line with the hips to begin with. Take the toes so that they're touching. And then on exhale, let those knees just flop out to the side slightly. So the knees are coming in towards the chest. They're pointing out to the sides. And we're going to make some circles with these knees just to get some gentle movement into our hips. So exhale to take the knees out to the side. Draw a big circle. Inhale to draw them back in so they're touching. Exhale out to the side. Inhale, draw them in. Opposite circles. You can use the hands on the knees just to guide them. Nice. And if you find a point that feels sticky or glicky, just breathe really deeply there. Go slowly. Control the movement. So we're going to change the direction of the circles now. So if your right knee was going clockwise, make it go anti-clockwise or vice versa. Opposite knee will go opposite direction. Good. Then come to stillness, knees, ankle joints, big toes touch. Give those shins a really good squeeze if you can. Engage the core to lift the nose up towards the knees, like a little tiny ball. Janice, you're going to want to just move that blanket to one side now as we start to get moving. We're going to take some little rocks in this ball position, just massaging the lower back. Use your core to give you a little bit of momentum. Don't worry if you're not moving very much at all, just feel the sensation. And then see if you can cross at the ankles. Continue rocking like this. And we're going to make our way into a hands and knees position. So take the hands under the shoulders, take the knees under the hips, tops of the feet on the mat. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin, look up. Exhale to curl the spine under, tuck the chin in, nose to navel. Inhale, belly drops, lift the chin, open up the collarbones. Exhale, curl the spine, nose to navel. Inhale, one more time, belly drops, flexing through that lower back, look up. And exhale, really push the ground away, separate the shoulders, nose to navel. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine, flat back. Exhale, step one leg and then the other straight out behind you into a plank for just a moment. Inhale to bend the knees deeply, belly comes to the thighs. And then exhale to send that bum up and back into the sky for our first downward facing dog. Upside down V position with the body. You can take a few pedals through the legs. So bend one knee deeply and straighten the other. Switching from side to side. And then inhale, come to stillness. Really bend those knees as deeply as you can. Stick that bum up and back. And then exhale to extend through the legs, straighten them out. They don't have to be completely straight, but just feel a nice stretch in the back of the hamstrings, the back of the calves. Draw those shoulders down the spine. Inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, let that chest really reach towards the thighs. And then inhale, bend the knees deeply, look at the hands. Exhale, take whichever steps you need to, feet come to the hands. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back, hands come to the shins. And then exhale, release. So fold forward, soft bend in the knee. Everything is hanging from the waist up. Release the weight of the head. Sway from side to side. You can hold on to opposite elbows. Everybody take their hands to their hips. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Head is last. And then exhale, hands down by the side. We'll get into some sun salutations now, get moving and get shaking off all these tech problems. So inhale, reach the hands up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands come to the mat, step back to your half or high plank. Inhale here to prepare. Exhale, lower everything down. Thighs and belly come to the mat. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, hover the hands, little baby cobra. Pull those shoulder blades in. Exhale, hands and head come to the mat. Tuck the toes, inhale, push the ground away, half or high plank. And exhale, send that bum back to your downward facing dog. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, look at the hands. Exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, push through the feet. Swoop all the way up, palms touch. And exhale, hands through heart center and then down by the sides. One more like that. Inhale, reaching up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step back to your plank. Inhale, look straight ahead in your half or high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Thighs and belly connect with the ground. Point the toes, push the hands into the mat this time to inhale, lifting the chest and the chin. Exhale, release the head down. Tuck the toes, inhale, push the ground away, straight up into your half or high plank. And exhale, back to downward dog. Taking some time here in this downward dog, find that breath again. Find that smooth, steady breath that makes your belly and chest expand as you breathe in and soften as you breathe out. As you breathe in, you push the ground away, lengthen through the spine. As you breathe out, those heels are reaching down towards the ground. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, look at the hands. Exhale, step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push through the feet, reach the arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by the sides. We're going to do one more, just like that. Inhale, reaching up, palms touch. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms on the mat, step back and lower all the way down with your exhale. Point the toes, inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, peel a little of the belly off the ground if you can. Exhale, release the head all the way down. Tuck the toes, inhale, push up through your half or high plank. Exhale, back to your downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, soften through the back of the legs. Inhale, pushing the ground away, bicep by the ears. Exhale, really sinking that bum up and back. Inhale, lengthening right through the whole of the spine, all the way to the crown of the head. Exhaling, you're gazing at your feet. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, look at the hands. Exhale, take those feet to the hands. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, sink the bum back into your invisible chair this time. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms are facing each other. Keep that chest nice and open. Check that you can see your toes peeking out from your knees. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, push through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down through heart center and down by the sides. Very good. Going to come into our eagle pose balance now. So we're going to start by sitting our bum back into that invisible chair, not too low to begin with. And we're going to take left leg and cross it over right. You can take that left big toe to the mat. Then we're going to take our right arm and shoot it out in front of us. Left arm goes underneath. Bend at the elbows. Maybe you can take backs of the hands to touch, or even wrap the forearms around each other, palms touch. If the balance is good, that's perfect, Jane, what you're doing there. If you want to hold onto your shoulders, that's a really good option. The big toe that's on the mat, you can try and wrap that around the back of standing calf. If not, keep that big toe on the mat, come back to it. Inhale, lift those elbows if you've taken the wrap, in line with the shoulders. Exhale, sink the bum down. Find that little speck on the wall. Find that stillness and then come back. Inhale all the way to standing, slowly uncrossing at the top. Give standing leg a little shake. We'll do the other side, so weight goes into left leg this time. Right thigh crosses across. Left arm comes out, right arm goes underneath. Bend at the elbows. Wrapping if you can, palms touch. Wrapping that big toe around the back of standing calf, maybe. Inhale to lift the elbows in line with the shoulders. Exhale, sink the bum down. This is a really good stretch for the backs of your shoulders. That's it. Just hold on to your shoulders, Jane. Just wrap like you're giving yourself a big hug. And then step one foot across and just sink the bum down. That's where we start. Lovely, there. Find that gaze point. Everybody inhale, come all the way up. Release. Give everything a shake. And then we're going to do some goddess pose to really get warm. So take the feet 4.5 to 5 feet wide. Toes are parallel. Inhale to reach the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, cactus the arms, bend at the knees, thumb and finger touch. Inhale, swooping up, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, reach. Exhale, bend, cactus the arms. One more like that. Inhale, straighten, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the arms. Stick that bum back and hold here. Gazing forward. Exhale to sink. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, take left elbow towards right knee. Inhale through center, keep sinking back. Exhale, twisting to the other side. And then inhale through center, straighten the legs, come all the way up, palms are reaching up. Exhale, hands down by the side. Another variation into goddess. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, right forearm to right thigh, left arm overhead. Hold here. Really pull that left shoulder back. Good, lovely. Straighten out that arm like you're making a diagonal. And then inhale, reaching up, palms touch. Exhale, bend those knees other side, left forearm to left thigh, right arm overhead. Beautiful. Hold here. Strong work in those thighs. Think of those squats that we do at the gym. Keep pulling that arm that's in the air back. And then inhale, straighten those legs. Palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by the side. Should be nice and warm now. Keep these legs same distance apart. Legs are straight, hands to hips, and turn those right toes out. Just bring them in a smidge so they're in line with the middle of your left foot that is still parallel to the short edge of your mat. See how wide, see if you can take it a tiny little bit wider, Fiona, just to give you some stability and balance. And then inhale, arms up to the side. Legs remain straight as we exhale, leaning over that right foot for our triangle pose. So don't worry too much about where that right hand lands on your right leg. Focus more on really opening up the chest and gazing up at that hand that's in the sky. Imagine there is a wall behind you. Back of the hand in the sky, shoulders, bum and feet are all against that imaginary wall. Breathe here. And as the side of the body, the left side of the body opens up, maybe that right hand creeps down right shin, but the chest stays open. Don't let that chest collapse in. Hold here, really good. Keeping the legs where they are, take the arm in the sky and take the back of the hand to the lower back. Beautiful. Really pull that left shoulder back, opening the chest, opening the heart. You might even be able to hook it around. Left hand hooks around right thigh. Just see how open that shoulder is. Engage the core and float right hand off the foot, reach it out in front. Good. Hold here. Use that belly. Flip your hand the other way, Fiona, palm points down to the floor. Perfect. Feel that reach. Keep gazing up at the ceiling if the neck feels okay. Use that belly. That's it, Jane, very nice. And then inhale, come all the way up, take hands to hips. Step that back foot in about a foot and turn the chest so that you are pointing towards the short edge of your mat, pointing the same direction as that right foot. A little bit more work in the shoulders here, so you can take hold of opposite elbows or opposite forearms. Palms touch, point down is the next option. Palms touch and point up is the final option. Keep the feet where they are. See what those shoulders will allow. Whatever you've done with your arms, draw the shoulders back and down, open up that chest, look up. And exhale, leading with your nose. Chest goes forward into pyramid pose. This is strong work in these legs. So really feel those feet suctioning onto the ground. Pull the thighs as if they're pulling towards each other. to keep those hips pointing forward. Beautiful, really lovely. Keep breathing here. Release the hand. See if you can take left hand and just rest it maybe on right thigh or right shin. The balance is good and this twisted version of pyramid isn't too strong. You can float that right arm up into the sky again. You might not twist very far. This is really strong work here. Just see how it feels. Very nice. Keep breathing here. Every inhale, you're reaching up. Every exhale, that belly is emptying, which allows you to twist a little deeper. Beautiful, Fiona. Inhale, bring those hands back to the hips, come back to centre. Place your hands on the mat, just bend the knees as deeply as you need to so that you can step back into your half or high plank. And then take the knees down to the ground, big toes touch, knees are slightly wider than hips, sink the bum back to the heels, reach the hands forward, coming into your child's pose. Let the head come to the mat if it reaches, let the belly relax and be nice and soft. Really sink those hips down towards the heels. Don't worry if they don't connect, but just feel that sensation of pushing the ground away with your hands to lever the back and the hips longer. Then inhale, lift the bum up, come onto your hands and knees. And see if you can come into a squat position from here. So you're going to step maybe the left foot out to the outside of left hand, and then the right foot to the outside of right hand. So you're in a low squat. Sink the bum down towards the ground, palms come to heart center, elbows pushing the knees away from each other. Good. Gaze forward. This is strong work in the hips, so if this doesn't feel right, you can go back to your child's pose. And then very slowly push into those feet if you can, come all the way up to standing. Release the hands down by the sides. Lovely work. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So come back to that wide-legged position. 4.5 to 5 feet apart. Slightly wider stance will give you some stability. Turn left toes out this time. Keep those legs straight. Twisting the chest towards the long edge of the mat. Inhaling the arms up to shoulder height. Spread the fingers. Exhale, leaning over that left leg. Just float that left hand down. See where it lands. If you can, gaze is up towards that right hand that's in the sky. Think about that wall behind you. So really open up the chest. Should give you a nice stretch in that right hip, the right side of the body that's leaning over. Stay here for a few breaths, just work the stretch. See if that left hand is just millimetre by millimetre going to creep down that leg whilst maintaining the integrity in the upper body. Keep that chest open. Keep that hand in the sky if it's up there. Really reaching up. Lovely. Keeping the legs where they are. That right hand is going to float down. Back of the hand comes to the small of the back. Maybe if the flexibility in the shoulder is good, that right hand reaches all the way around and hooks onto that hip crease of the front leg. Don't worry if it doesn't, it's just an option. And then just like we did before, squeeze the quads a little more, engage the belly, and float that front hand up. Palm is facing down, reaching. Really use that belly to support you. Nice. And then inhale, come all the way up for a moment. Hands come to the hips. Step that back foot in about a foot. Pivot on the feet so the chest is pointing at that short edge of the mat. Like before, options for the hands behind the back. If you take a hold of opposite wrists, just swap so the other hand is on top and the other hand is on the bottom. If the palms are touching, just see if those thumbs will point down the back or the little fingers will rest pointing up the back. Inhale to open up the chest. Exhale to hinge at the hips. Send that chest forward. Take a moment to really pull that front leg, so the left hip socket, you really want to slot that thigh into that left hip socket, and the right hip is pushing forward, so you've got really square hips. Lovely. Lots of work in the feet here to keep us stable. Stay with it, keep breathing. Keeping the legs where they are. See if you can take the right hand and rest it on that left shin or left thigh. Just see where it comes to before floating the left arm up into the sky. And that left palm is pointing towards the left. So don't flip and rotate the shoulder in. Keep everything open. Think about that nice open chest. Exhalation empties the belly to draw the stomach muscles in. That helps you twist. Then inhale everything back to centre. Bend that knee like you did before. Take the palms down to the ground. Step back to your plank. Lower the knees to the mat. Big toes touch. Send the bum towards the heels. Hands are reaching out. Arms are straight. Take the head to the mat. Working in this child's pose. And inhale, lift the bum. And take those hands, really plant them directly below your shoulders. Spread the fingers. Keep the right knee down on the ground and step the left leg back, tuck the toes under like you're coming into a plank, but keep that right knee and right shin down on the ground and just push the hips back to get a nice stretch in that left calf. Whilst you're working into that calf, just feel a little bit of strength in these arms. Really claw the fingers into the ground so that there's space beneath the knuckles. Push the fleshy parts of the hands into the mat. And then we're going to reach our left hands up into the sky. And that right foot can pivot out to the right, coming into a supported side plank. If you have a full side plank in your practice, you can step that right foot to meet the left. So both legs are straight and off of the mat. You will knife edge into your feet. Keep pushing the hips away from the ground. Lovely strong work here. Really good, guys. Final variation, and you don't have to take it. That top foot steps down onto the ground off of the mat. You flip the chest and the belly up to the sky, reach the arm back for wild thing. Step the foot the other way, Fiona. That's it, and turn that chest up to the sky, reach back. Keep pushing those hips up, up, up. And then everybody take everything back down into that tabletop position, hands and knees come to the ground. Take a moment just to wag the hips. See how those shoulders feel, give them a few little rolls. And then we'll repeat that on the other side. So this time, left shin and left knee stay down on the ground. Step right foot back. Really come onto the ball of that right foot. Push the hips back. Give yourself a nice little stretch in the calf. You can even pick that foot up and replace it down just to get that flex right through the sole of the foot, the back of the leg. Take a little moment just to do that adjustment with the hands again, clawing the fingertips into the mat. And then pushing left hand down into the ground, floating right hand up, coming onto the inner edge of that right foot. The knee that's on the ground, the shin might pivot out to the side slightly, coming into half side plank. And it's just an option, you don't have to take it, but if you want to, you can step that left foot to meet the right, coming into side plank. Strong work here, so keep those hips reaching up, up, up to the sky. If you're up for a little bit of playful exploration again on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to take that right foot that's on the top and step it down to the right, off of the right hand side of the mat. Turn the hips and the chest up to the sky, reaching that right hand up and back for wild thing. So it's like an upside down tabletop position. And then bring everything back down through your plank. Knees come to the mat. Bum comes to the heels. Knees can touch this time. Head comes down to the ground. Take the backs of the hands. Rest them either side of the feet. Shoulders rolling forward. Making a little echo chamber here with the face close to the knees. Really listen to that deep, steady breath. And then take the hands, put them on the ground either side of the knees. Inhale to uncurl so that the head and the chest rises into an upright seated position. Swing the feet out so you're sitting on your bum. And we're going to just take a few moments to bring the soles of the feet so they're touching. Just take a few little butterfly flaps with the knees. Just see how those hips are feeling now that we've done a bit of work. You can roll from one side to the other, get those sitting bones really connected with the ground. And then we're going to take the feet out. So a little bit wider than hip width, but have some space under the knees. So the legs aren't dead straight and resting on the ground. There's a little bit of a bend in the knees here. You can see that there's a little bit of space under my knees. They're not mega wide, but they're not narrow. They're wider than hip width. Inhale, reach the arms up. Grow really tall and long. And exhale, send those arms forward. Send that chest forward. Turn the hands so they're pointing at the inside of the feet or the thighs. See what they reach. It might be that they're just resting on the calves. Just feel those shoulders rolling inwards. Still keep them down away from the ears. Flex the feet. If your hands are on the feet easily, use them against the fleshy part of the ball of the foot, the base of the toes. Really pull those feet so they're flexing. See if you feel that in the hips and the glutes, the hamstrings. And then inhale, come all the way up, reach those arms up overhead again. And then exhale, hinge forward, just let the fingertips float down to the ground. A few more like this, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hinging forward, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, come up. You'll be feeling this a little bit in your core now if you're doing it correctly. Exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, reach. And then inhale, come all the way up. Take the hands down on the exhale, place them underneath the thighs, and just draw those knees slightly narrower so they're just a smidge wider than your hips or your chest. The feet are still flexed. Reach the arms in again, see if you can take a hold of those feet again. If this is easy enough for you, the next option is to thread one arm and then the other underneath that gap where the knees are bent and take a hold of the outside of the feet. If this isn't possible, then stay. So right arm goes under right leg, left arm goes under left leg. It's like the thighs are a backpack. You're putting one strap and then the other on. Take a moment to have a little look. Are those elbows clear of the legs? So do the elbows easily come outside of the calves? If they do, you can place those hands on the ground, ready for your tortoise pose. This is where we're going to work today. So really flex those feet now. Take a moment to flex those feet and just work towards bringing that chest closer to the ground, bringing those shoulders in front of the thighs. Lovely. Stay here. Take a moment, if you've taken this option with the hands under the legs, just to see how those elbows feel. Flex those feet. Really strong work in the hips, the hamstrings, the shoulders. If the arms are under the thighs, bring them in now. And we're all going to draw our knees together, draw our feet together, and then straighten the legs out in front. Just give them a little shake. Get some feeling back in them. Lovely. And then scoot round if you need to. We're going to lie ourselves all the way down on the mat, soles of the feet on the ground, knees bent, just like we were at the beginning with our breathing exercise. And take the feet close to the bum, close enough that you can just reach the backs of the ankles with your middle fingers. Feet are in line with the hips. Tuck the chin in. Inhale to lift the pelvis, lift the chest, floating up into that bridge posture. And then exhale to reverse it, vertebrae by vertebrae, everything coming back down onto the mat. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the belly, lift the chest, maybe a little of the shoulders comes up. Exhale, uncurling bit by bit. Releasing everything down. One more time, inhale, lifting. And we're going to hold at the top here. So exhale to push those hips a little higher, really push the feet down into the ground. If you want to, you can interlace the fingers, push the wrists into the mat as you shuffle the shoulders in towards each other. Feel the inside of the feet pushing down into the ground. Glutes are squeezing. Chest is pushing up. And then release the hands. And slowly shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, pelvis, tops of the glutes. Connect with the mat. And then cross left thigh over right and drop everything over to the right. So let those knees drop. You can take the arms out to the side if that feels good. You can use the right hand to pin those knees down if you like a nice deep twist.
Back now.
Okay, I'm back. So inhale, come back to center. We'll do the other side. So come all the way back to center. Right thigh crosses over left this time.
We missed the first.
Okay. Drop everything, so take the knees over to the left. Coming into a twist over onto the left hand side. You can take the arms out to the side, release the head and the shoulders down onto the mat. You can gaze over to the left hand side. That's it. Easy supine twist. Just feel everything in the hips and the lower back, just neutralizing. So we're countering all those big back bends and hip opening. You can even use the left hand on top of the right knee just to pin it all down. And then inhale back through center. Change the cross of the thighs. And then drop those knees down over to the other side. So you want the other leg on top. Janice, just change the cross of the leg, the other leg on top. That's it. You should get a nice stretch through that left glute and quad now. And then inhale, come back to center. Release the cross of the legs at the top. And then we're going to come into our final relaxation now. So take the legs to the corners of the mat. Grab any warm clothes or blankets that you need. Just lying back down on the ground. And we're going to take that breathing exercise in our Shavasana one more time. So we're going to let the arms just be resting down by the sides this time. Make sure that you feel that your head is supported and you can breathe easily here. If you need to put a cushion under the head, that's fine. And so just draw the senses back in a little bit. Try to forget the practice that we've just done. It's gone now. Let it go. And return your attention to the breath. Just notice it, don't control it. See how it feels after having done some movement. And inhaling, draw the air right down into the base of the belly, filling up, and gently pausing the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose, just gently release all that air, emptying out, and pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, filling up. Maybe there's a bit more space. Those chests expand. We hold at the top for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release all the air. Emptying out. Feel like you're sinking down as you exhale. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again. Belly rises, chest rises, all the way up to the throat. And pause for 7. Exhaling through the nose, emptying out, sinking down, ground supports you, you pause for 7. Last time here, inhaling, filling up, pause for 8. And exhale to release, emptying, sinking. For the last time, pause for 8. Let your natural breath return. Just resting here. Take a moment to scan the body. Start with the feet. The toes, the ankle joints, the calves. Just notice how they feel, whether they're tired or energized. How your knees feel. How the big muscles in the legs, the thighs, the hamstrings, the glutes. Notice any sensations in them. And then moving through the body, pay some attention to your hips, your pelvis, the base of the belly, the abdomen. And then moving up the back of the body. Feel how that lower back, is it twingy or is it supported on the ground? have you made a little bit more space in the upper back and the shoulders, across the chest. Everything is supported fully by the mat. And turn your attention to your fingers now. Just gently curling in towards your palms. The wrists are relaxed and settled. Pay attention to those elbows. How do they feel? Biceps and shoulders. The fronts of the shoulders and the collarbones. Notice where your shoulders meet your neck, right at that point in the spine where we hold a lot of tension. Let that soften and relax. Back of the head is fully supported. Let the face be soft and free of expression. Release the jaw. Belly is soft. The final sensation to pay your attention to. Just notice if you can feel your heart beating. Just keep your awareness there. And then very slowly start to take gentle movement in the fingers and the toes. And when you're ready, there's no hurry. Inhale and take a big full body stretch. Exhaling to roll over onto your right hand side into the recovery position for just a moment. And then slowly making your way into an upright sitting position. Take a moment just to take the hands to heart center. Just acknowledging that you've made the time to practice today. And well done. Blink the eyes open.